And thank you for joining us for this talk. Hope you are all enjoying Odoo Experience 2020 as much as you are. My name is Tony Farhat, and I'm the head of service delivery at Ever Business Solution. Ever Business Solution provides a large portfolio of solutions that they are industry-specific applications like healthcare, education, government, supply chain, distribution, and many others. We've been in the market for the past 30 years, and we've been a good Odoo Gold partner for the past 2 years. For Odoo Experience 2020, Ever Business Solution has been nominated as Best Partner MENA. Currently, our teams are available in 8 countries, and we've been successfully delivering projects in more than 30 countries. As we talk now, we are serving happily 600 international satisfied customers. Today in our talk, we will be focusing on the products that we have developed in-house by our R&D team, which is focused on the HRMS, integrated process and appraisal system. So it all started with the challenges that we've been facing in the previous implementations that we've done for our customers. Throughout the HRMS implementation that we've done using Odoo, we have a lot of concerns, we have a lot of challenges, bottlenecks that obliged us and directed us to develop a product on top of Odoo, which will provide an additional functional workflows and additional features that will be of a great added value for our customers. So mainly the challenges, they were like in terms of operational business flow gaps, lacks in the approval workflows, the native and basic appraisal applications that was not serving our customers properly, and for sure the maintenance and sustainability of our employees' careers. We're talking about career development, discipline action, and so on. So the strategy was to develop a product on top of Odoo that will take into consideration the development and the refinement of the existing processes, goals and success fitting, and for sure remote team solution, because with all the pandemic situation that we are all living, it was highly recommended to implement and to work on a solution that takes into consideration the remote teams, and it will facilitate their jobs. And for sure, we aim to build an all-new appraisal system from scratch to deliver the needed values. The output so far, which we'll be talking about in our talk today, exceeded our expectation. We had a lot of value-added innovations. We noticed a lift in the communication so far, and we have many confirmation from our clients of a remarkable increment or increase in the productivity. And for sure, the solution is not client-oriented as much as it's flexible, reliable, and it can adopt to any organization or procedural change. So we're talking about flexible and reliable solution that can be implemented in any type of environment. So we will start with, at the high level, what we will be talking during this talk. Mainly, it's a 5-step process and solution that will start with the manpower requisition form, moving to the job position management, advanced recruitment, 360-degree employee central, and finally the all-new appraisal module. So as you know, currently in Odoo, we have nothing related to the manpower requisition. It should not basically start, or it may not basically start with the appraisal, with the job position creation. However, in any company, anytime, a manager can request to have a new resources in his team. To prevent any paperwork, especially that we are moving paperless and we are recommending the paperless models in our digital transformation projects, in that case, we found a need to implement a manpower requisition process. This process has been implemented on top of the approval application that takes into consideration all the related fields to the manpower requisition. So we're talking about an approval request that is dedicated for the recruitment and that take into consideration the job position fields. So groups, department, job title, grade. And here we have to mention that we implemented the grading system that has all its own related fields: compensation, promotion, minimum and basic and maximum salaries. So all this model is a separate one that has been inherited in the manpower request. In the same time, we changed the parallel approval model to a sequential approval model, because as you know, Odoo, the approval should approve in parallel, and whenever everyone approves, then it will be approved. However, for such type of request, we recommended to have the sequential approval, which will be according to dynamic approvers as per the organizational chart, where L1 manager, second line manager, and so on, in addition to a set of static approvals with their own categories. So each approval will have its own category, which will be printed on the report later. So at this stage, we have a manpower request that will allow any manager to request for additional resources to specify whether it's internal or external recruitment. Should it be replacing someone, existing employee, or it's an additional resource? Dynamic approvers, rejection reason in case of any rejection. And for sure, it's not a standalone process. It's an integrated process with the recruitment application. That's why anytime the approval request, as you can see here, has been approved, automatically from the approval application, you can create a job position. And it's not a from scratch. It's not a scratch application. It will take all the fields that have been specified at the approval application, and it will move them to the job position creation. So as you can see, all the fields that has been mentioned here, the grades, the title, and the direct manager, and many other fields, they have been moved to the job positions that we know in Odoo. In the job position, we added a lot of additional fields. More values have been added to this module. Advanced job position, including but not limited to fields like e-sign, where we will have authorized signature. We will have an interview panel. We will have compensation configuration. And for sure, every job position now, the front end, the way we show it on the front end on your website, is directly integrated with what you set on the back end. So whenever you configure a job position, all the configuration, as you can see now, here, the description and the compensation of the job position will be reflected automatically to the website. No need to do any customization or any edit at the website level. So all what you want to show the applicants and the candidates on the website, you can configure it now from the job position level. We have required signatures that should sign this job position. And for sure, we have the related compensations that will be inherited throughout the further applications. After the job position, as you know the process, we will start receiving application. And here we have a lot of changes. Advanced recruitment cycle with available candidates, external and internal applications are both supported now. So as you know, currently in Odoo, it's all about external application, whether from a website or from email or from a referral. Currently, we have both internal and external. For internal workflow, now any employee can apply on an internal job position, and we can compare the set of skills that he has versus the required skills, and the application will give you a recommendation through AI about the best preferred employees. So we have an internal applicant, which is integrated with the existing employee model, and we have the external, which is integrated with the external applications. At this stage, we added also one important and interesting feature, which took into consideration the remote teams. It's called interview panel. So at this stage now, instead of having one interview form that has been taken by one or a single member, now we have an interview panel where we will set the users, whether the direct manager, the HC admin, and many other employees, they will be among the interview panel. Anyone who's inside the interview panel will have an access from his mobile or from his laptop to go to the interview and to open the interview form, and he will submit his own answers. He will not have to, doesn't have to override existing ones. And in the end, whenever we are willing to shortlist or to withdraw applications, you will have a list of answers from each interview panel member, so you can compare it, and you will have a consolidated report which allow you or help you to take the decision accordingly. Internal vacancy recruitment, interview panel, and for sure integration with the contract and offers that will be automatically signed by the employee or by the candidate itself by sending the offer to him, and he can sign it online. After, again, we have to highlight at this stage the integration of the process. We started from the manpower request, we moved to the job position creation, and now any candidate that has been shortlisted, we will create him under our employees list. So at this stage, we have integration between the job application and the employee creation. Dynamic stages Each stage will have its own features at the application level, whether we should or we should not submit a contract, we can or we cannot create an employee, and whenever we are eligible for, we can create the employee straight from the job application. So starting from the manpower request, we inherited all the fields to the job position. From the job position, we inherited all the fields to the job application. From the application directly to the employee profile. All this information will be maintained at the 360-degree view Employee Central. So this is where we maintain all the information, a full-fledged all-in-one view handling the employee central information. On top of that, we added a lot of features that we will be talking about now. So advanced employee 360 view, data change management. As you can see here, we have a lot of features and we have a lot of additional values that we have added. One of them is the approval workflow. The approval workflow, every employee profile can go through an approval, so we can have a list of approved or non-approved profiles. We have the data change management. As you know, in Odoo, this is a very important feature. As you know, in Odoo now, you have all the changes will be effective directly whenever you save. So to prevent such action, if we have a planned change, which will be, let's say, effective as of 1st of October, then in that case, you can add an event. The event will take into consideration data change management. You have an event reason and you have an event type. Let's say organization change, change of managers. You can create a new event under the employee and you can change any type of data for this employee and you can have an effective date. A scheduled job running every day on daily basis, whenever an action or an event is due, then it will take effect. This will help you in the audit and it will help you in the traceability as well. Discipline and career development, for sure, we can maintain the discipline of the employee and his career development. When we say discipline, we are having a more features now, more features that will take into consideration any offense or any warning that has been issued to the employee with all the related fields. And we have a dedicated screen for needed trainings where the employee can submit a training request in a specific course, specific college, which has its own approval workflow as well by his manager and any other concerned parties as well. Dependence management, Odoo out of the box maintain only the employee information. However, especially for companies that host expat employee where you need to maintain the family information for visa, for permits and many other purposes, now you can easily using our application to maintain the family information where under the employee itself you can add more dependents and each dependent will have its own workflow. So it can be approved or rejected according to a set of employees. So you have the set of employees here, a set of documents required as well. Any employee can add more dependents and every dependent can add its own document. And then we're talking about an integration between the employee and the document application. So direct integration between the DMS, Odoo DMS and the employee where you can add document under a dependent or you can add a document under a specific employee. In addition, we have, as you can see, the document is not a static document application. Every document type can be dynamically configurable with a set of fields. So it's not like only expiry, only description. No, you have like document type. If it's passport, then you will have dynamic set of fields related to the passport. Same for visa and for other documents as well. Finally, we will reach the all-new appraisal module, all-new appraisal system with a set of very advanced features, including but not limited to training, career development, objectives management, feedback, multi-stages, and many others. So first of all, it's based on period because as you know, companies may have bi-yearly appraisal, other companies may have yearly appraisal. So you can set a period against which you can generate appraisal records. For sure, we have, as you can see here, we have the forms where you can set dynamically this form to which grade it's applied, maximum, minimum, objective. Our appraisal system is not the native appraisal application that you know. It's an advanced application appraisal solution, takes into consideration objectives in terms of weights, manager rating, contacts, employee rating, and for sure the HR calibrated rating. So dynamic all-in-one solution that moves from a stage to another according to the persona and according to the permission given for each persona. That's why we have something called dynamic stages configuration. Each appraisal cycle has multiple stages. Under each stage, I can define who's eligible to do what type of action. my employee, manager, and other users, are they allowed to submit the form to next stage? Are they allowed to submit it to previous stage? Adding objective, adding trainings, adding area of improvements, requesting feedback from a different manager, and so on. Concerning the objective weights and rating, as you can see, we have three types of rating. We have the employee rating, we have the manager rating, and we have the HR calibrated rating. So the employee can rate his own objective, then he can compare it to the manager rating as well. The manager has its own rounding rules according to the configurations that we set at the appraisal level. And in the end, the HR will have their own screen that will compare the appraisal form so they can take any action if needed. And we will have a full reporting tool that will show you any change that happened during the appraisal life cycle. When we say multiple personas and roles, we're talking about uh, uh, employee and manager, what they can do and what they cannot, whether they are eligible to add rating, whether they are eligible to add to request a feedback from a different manager. As you know, some people, they may not be able to submit the appraisal because their employees was working with a different manager over a period of time. In that case, through the appraisal application, you can request a feedback based on objective or on the whole appraisal form from a different manager in the organization. Accordingly, you can take action or you can rate your employees objective. For the reporting and dashboards, for sure, we have a full-fledged of reports, dynamic reports taking into consideration all the features that we've been talking about, and that will allow you to dynamically take decisions and to provide you with any figures that you need based on the department, based on the form, on a specific employment type, that will compare the ratings across the year so you can have historical data, how the employee is improving so far. On top of that, any appraisal that is having a weak rating like 1 or 2, following the appraisal, we can submit a request for a PIP, performance improvement plan. Any employee that is having a weak rating, he can have an advanced performance improvement plan on Odoo as well with our appraisal application. It will have its own set of objectives that will allow us to monitor closely the performance of this employee who was poorly performing before, so we can either improve the areas of development, or you can work on further trainings, or we can proceed unfortunately for any termination if he's not improving properly. This is the overall features of our new HRMS system. We hope you like it, and we will be glad to answer all your questions.
Hello, thanks for watching this talk. Hi, Tony.
Hi, how are you doing?
Very good. And you?
I'm good.
So here's the time for the Q&A session. So apparently there was no question live, but personally I prepared a few questions. So Tony, can you tell us how does the appraisal module take into consideration the various employees' ratings?
Yeah, so basically our all new appraisal module has the three metrics in the rating. We take into consideration the employee rating, the manager rating, and the human resource department rating. Basically, the employee, he will be able to rate himself according to his objective and his performance. The manager will be able to review his employee's rating. At the manager level, we will have calculated, weighted, and average rating according to the policies at the company level, and then it will reach to the HR and the human resource department. At that level, they will compare the average they have versus the expectation at the company level, so they can take it into consideration in the career development for each employee.
Okay,
Any other question?
So what are the core metrics you were talking about concerning the career development area?
Yeah. So basically in our Employee Central, the new interface of our Employee Central that we have done, we take into consideration two criteria. One is the employee development at the personal level, and another is the career development in terms of skills. At the employee level, and we are taking both of them into consideration. At the career level, at the employee level, we are taking into consideration his overall behavior, whether his attendance, and we will have matrix and analysis for that. How is he behaving? We can log his warning, his offenses, and for sure it's integrated with the challenges and the badges that he received. All these values, they will be taken into consideration in the next appraisal and in the next performance overview. And then at the other side, we are taking into consideration his career development. So in that case, we are handling his training. He can request training. His manager can review his training areas of development in a way to reach a talent review platform, which we have done on top of Odoo as well, which will categorize these people into multiple criteria. So this talent review will take into consideration where are these people currently, where they have been so far for the past 1 year, and where are we willing to drive their career in the upcoming 1, 2, and 3 years. In addition, we are integrating this portal with the recruitment application. So for any available job position or opening that we have at the company, according to the required skills, we will see who has been improving so far for the past 1 year and who's the best fit for this job opening. And then if we have any low performing people, then we will take them into consideration in the next performance improvement plan. So it's an overall platform concatenating all these metrics in order to have how we call it, a smooth career development throughout his career at the company level.
Okay, interesting. So we have a question regarding this platform. So is it a module that you are selling currently to your client?
Yeah, so basically it's built on top, as we said in the demo, it's an integrated process that take into consideration multiple applications from Odoo, whether the approval, the recruitment, the employee, and so on. But on top of that, we have this is product developed by our R&D team, which added all these nice features on top of it to have it as an integrated workflow. Yeah, this is the product provided by Ever Business Solution. We are a gold partner for Odoo, and we deploy it on top of the core Odoo application.
Okay. So someone was asking if it would be compliant with Odoo 14?
For sure. Actually, we wouldn't invest all this time in development by our product team not to take it into consideration in Odoo 14. All the customizations that have been done so far, we have taken into consideration that it will be included in Odoo 14. Whenever the client decides to migrate from 13 to 14, then all these customizations, they would be as one application deployed, up and running, and with minimal downtime, same as Odoo.
Wow. So we have the time for a really last question. It's, can you elaborate further on the new features related to the events feature? Really small answer.
Yeah, basically, small answer. Basically, this new feature has we have worked on it based on our clients' requirements so far. Usually, Odoo, whenever you are applying any change as a job assignation at the organization level, it is automatically applied. However, whenever we are talking about big clients and huge organization charts, we are talking about decisions in the change. Like we change the structure as of could be like in 3 or 4 months. So we need to apply these changes with an effective date. And we have taken this one into consideration in a new module just to have for each date in Odoo modules, whether at the application, at the employee application approval or any other application, for us to have an effective date that will reflect once this date is due. So we can change his manager as of next month. We can change his job position as of next month. And for sure, it take into consideration retro changes. So maybe the decision has been taken 2 months ago, but then we are applying it now because now we have the approval, but the effects are taken effect like 2 months ago.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you for those answers.
Any other question?
I think that will be it for this Q&A session. So thank you very much, Tony.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for watching as well.
Okay, thank you. So apparently we still have the time for a last question. So
sure.
I don't know if you want to add something. We don't have any more questions on the live chat.
Yeah, basically I can add something that although, as you said, now one of the attendees had a question whether it will be compatible with Odoo 14. Moreover, it's not like it will be only compatible, but it's taken into consideration the new features that Fabian was telling like for the past 1 hour. So basically all the views that we have, they will be embedded in the new feature. So during whether for the calibration, for the approval workflow, all these they have placed in our product, and it will be the new version of our product will be released 1 month after the release of Odoo 14 as well.
Okay, really fast.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, in the live chat we don't have. Yeah, we have a question from Dennis. and it is, how do you integrate different countries' payroll systems?
Actually, at this stage for our product, all the criteria that they are taking into consideration, the localization, they are configurable in Odoo now. So in our development methodology, we don't work like statically. All the configuration and the features, they are based on localization. The same way works the fiscal position for taxation and for other features. In Odoo as well, we are taking the localization for each country. Let's say in the payroll, give you an example, the payroll rules, the pension, and all other features, they are based on the localization. That's why, and we are currently deploying this product for like 4 or 5 redundant people, redundant clients actually. They are multi-company, they are operating in multiple territory, and we are taking into consideration one product, one database that is able to adapt in the multiple localization for each country. So we are doing it through the configurable product and not the customizable product. It's something, all the parameters that we have taken into consideration to enhance this product are parameters and not coded inside the module. So yeah, we can easily handle this implementation.
Perfect. And if you want to contact Ever Business Solutions, you can have the contact details or write in the live chat.
Yeah, I just have to add like something in 10 seconds. Guys, please feel free if you are interested in this product. As we are saying, you can contact us on the mobile number and the mail address, and we can go through a full demo on all the features, so we'll have more time to elaborate on this product. Okay?
So thank you very much for the talk, Tony. Thank you everybody for attending and for the good questions. And do not hesitate to contact Tony in Ever Business Solutions. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I think we're offline.